rodeo. It's going down like I told you so. It's going down like a rodeo. It's going down like I told you so. I hope you all here for the ride. Come inside, cause it's going down tonight. Only here for one night, no lies. Come inside.
Good morning and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, I don't know why I did that. It's both a great and shitty day. Now the storm that messed up all of these flags in front of the store is not a reason why it's a both good and shitty day, but we gotta fix those and then let me explain. Now the reason for why it's partly a shitty day is that, as you may have heard, I have this bag of brands called the Palm U rope bag that I have been developing for the last couple of months or so. And I've been waiting for this bag for quite a long time. Pretty much exactly 3 months now. And the waiting time was meant to be around 10 weeks, so we're about 2 or 3 weeks delayed, which is a massive. However, yesterday I got this message, an official letter from a company that's going to be importing all of our stuff to Poland. That says, we regret to inform you we're currently experiencing delays due to an unexpected issue with customs processing in Poland. The Polish customs authorities have ceased issuing T1 documents and are not releasing any shipments at the moment. We've been informed that this is due to unspecific system issues. So basically, because of a system issue, things are not getting through Poland, which is where all of our bags are. 500 of our bags are stuck in this port in Poland. These bags are being imported from a factory in China. Quite a big, famous, renowned factory for making bags. They're making the Yeti bags, for example. So I doubt there's any issue with that. But part of me is like, did I get scammed? Did they even send these bags, or am I just getting fake documents and I paid out all these money for bags that don't even exist? But then I have got a bill of landing, which means that they've arrived in Poland, a customs export thing. I've gotten a bunch of samples. I have also received photos of them shipping this stuff. So I don't think that's the case. I think the more of the case is here that the EU is very poor and bad at importing all these types of things. And apparently it's fruit season in Poland, which means that they can't do this as fast. Now, and these are the moments when you sit down and you're like, I just called my customs department or imports department. And then you realize, I am the imports department. There's no one else working, there's no one else doing this. I gotta handle this myself, which is both the fun and the rough part. So that is what it is. I'm not gonna complain too much. You know, you can only do so much. It will be a little bit delayed. I will have to let people know. It will be fine. It will work out. They'll be a little late, but this is gonna be the #1 arborist rope bag brand in the world, and that's coming for sure. Now we do have an exciting day in front of us. We're going to the new location, as you can see, where it's packed in here. We have shelves on shelves on shelves, and as you saw in the last video or a video ago, we have signed a new location. So we'll be heading over there and we'll be doing some repainting, because my dad is also in town and he's going to be helping with that. So it just happens to be perfect timing.
In a fast car, a Ferrari, it's a push start. I don't need a car key. Slide on Broadway, and it's gnarly. On a late night, but I'm not tardy. Right on time for the parties and Barbies. Strolling with a truck of green like a golf swing.
And we are out on the road. So right now we're heading over to the new location where we're going to be doing some painting. And we've packed all of the orders for today, and Frida, who's working in the store, is going to be managing that for the rest of the day. So I was meant to have a vacation this week, but I quickly realized that vacation is not really for me. You can have periods where you're like taking a little bit less intense, so maybe I'll do that this week. But it doesn't really work when you have all these things that you gotta manage. Like, you got the bags, I got my other different ventures and businesses. I'm moving in the middle of it, so not really gonna be applicable for me, but that is what it is. I don't mind at all. But we're gonna be heading over there. We're painting it some purple and green, and also I'm gonna show you a little bit of what the new location of Arboristbutiken, where I was this morning, is gonna look like when we move in 3 weeks. Let's head into the store. Welcome to the new location. Weird light flickering. Here we're doing some painting. We're gonna be making these pillars here that we have in the middle of the store. As you can see, it's a lot larger than the location that we're currently working with. If I turn around and you see the whole view there, it's massive. And this wall over here, I'm gonna be painting white today. And just give you a quick tour. So this is all gonna be shelves and, you know, store area. Over here we're gonna have a small workshop for chainsaws, where we're gonna be doing all of that kind of stuff. Over here is gonna be the packing. I don't know what's going on with the light, I'm so sorry. Packing area, another storage space, and then we move into a very nice like staff kind of place. So in here to the left is gonna be where we have the offices. We're gonna put a wall there with some CCTV cameras so we can see who's coming in and out. Very nice kitchen. Disgusting bathroom, but that is what it is, a sauna. I don't know who needs a sauna, but it's gonna be storing all of the Palm New bags in the sauna, so it's gonna be good. But now let's get changed and get to
right on time for the parties and Barbies. Strolling with a chunk of green like a golf swing.
Oof. The weather definitely turned. I feel there was something weird with the light in the store there. I think it's gonna get better when we get more lights. It happens sometimes in Arboristbutiken too, in the current location, but where it just starts flickering, so it wasn't pleasant to record, it wouldn't have been pleasant to watch. But we painted the wall white, as you saw in that nice time lapse. We also painted some of the pillars green. It's now 3:30. We're gonna go back to Arboristbutiken. We have 2 meetings in the evening, so we're gonna be handling those, and then we're gonna see. But for now, we're gonna make the short drive back and make some ordering of some inventory that we need to refill.
I'm not slowing down, see it showing up, we're showing out. But I pack it in till they kick us out. I'm no nailing them, I'm a lunatic, it's no telling when.
Okay, so we are back in Arboristbutiken. We have a couple of emails to answer to, as well as some, god damn it, open up, some social media stuff to do. Currently, what seems to be working really well on social media, especially for like both for my personal actually and for my corporate accounts, is these types of like satisfying videos where you're seeing something nice. Maybe it's a nice setup, maybe it's a nice product, but you're just showing it like this, and then you're showing it, and then you're directing them to the bio. So for example, this one says some essential gear for SRT climbing, and then check description. And then in the description is a text with all this stuff, so it kind of gets people hooked because it looks like a cool product, something that they want to see. And then we also get this nice text which includes multiple views. So this account has 8,500 what do they call on Instagram? Followers are called. And over the last couple of videos we have received 60,000 views, 185,000 views, 35,000 views, 46,000 views, 48,000 views, 17,000 views, 164,000 views, 31,000. So you see, this formula is working, and this switches a lot on Instagram. Sometimes it's a really short video, sometimes a little bit longer ones, sometimes this. So one, be on whatever's trending right now, hop on that, don't have any shame, hop on a trending sound, hop on a trending type of content. And number 2 is to provide value. Now, value can be created in multiple different ways, but people don't want to see just your boring product pictures. They don't want to see, hey, ketchup. You know what it looks like, you know what it is. They're not interested in your boring product or service that you're selling. They want to get some value out of it. Think of it like a bank account. You can only withdraw money, or you can only withdraw an action from your followers if you've deposited something in that bank account to begin with. And those things need to balance, and preferably you have more deposits than you have withdrawals, because after some time those deposits will start generating interest, i.e. you have so many deposits and created so much value that this just starts, generating value in and of itself. Think of it like a dividend or like an interest payment from these value that you put into your community. Maybe this should be my next video, because I'm not going to go into more detail on it now. Now I'm going to eat my dinner, and then we have back-to-back meetings. First of all, it's an accountability meeting with Joel, my co-founder, and second of all, it's a meeting with a large incubator in the United States that we're going to be talking to. So let's hop into those, and then we're going to go pick up my girlfriend, and she's actually going to help me with some stuff for Venture Files tonight. So let's get into the second half of the day. Now, this is my latest interest, 3D printing. So maybe this is something that we dive into in the future. But we've actually here at Arboristbutiken started 3D printing some stuff that my dad has actually modeled and then 3D printed. But I'm always thinking about like, okay, how can we make this into something more viable or scale it in some way? And I came across this thing called a 3D print farm, which is quite interesting, but that's also something for another video. That's just interesting. Now let's eat the food and then hop in the 2 meetings.
Ooh.
Yo, how's it going?
So ultimately, what I've seen is a failure mode for startups.
We are struggling a little bit with that because we're thinking, okay, how can we add more features? Like we want to add a kind of like a social type of feature where you're like LinkedIn style, where you're able to see people's stuff. And sweet, have a good one. Peace.
Yeah.
Okay, that meeting I was just in was, out of all the meetings I've taken this year, probably in my life, that was the most valuable meeting I had so far. The guy who hopped on that meeting was the CEO and co-founder of OnDeck. Now, if you don't know OnDeck is a huge, I sound like Donald Trump. It's a huge, loan accelerator type of business where you can do all kinds of things. They have different programs all over the world. They have, I think, over 2 billion raised, and they have, multiple startups and a couple of hundred employees. It's a massive business. And he dropped some knowledge. And here are the key takeaways that I got before I bore you to death. But one is build less, don't build more. And what he's saying then, we have too many features. We have a matching feature in Venture Pals, we have a task management, we have a feature for accelerators, and we have a chatting feature. So he's arguing that that's too many. We have multiple apps in one. We have Tinder, we have LinkedIn, we have Microsoft Planner all in one app. Build less, not more. So focus in, narrow in on one thing and do that thing properly, as opposed to having all of these different things that we're working on. That was number one. Number two, raising money can lead to you becoming overconfident in the way that all of a sudden you have this pressure and you think you have a validated idea because on business angels who have too much money to spend and too much money to throw away have wasted some of their money on you. That doesn't necessarily mean that your idea is good, that it's valid, or that it's gonna work in practice, but rather it means that you've managed to convince someone to spend some of their money on you, and it probably doesn't really matter to them because that's where they've allocated this money to investment. They don't care too much if they lose it on 99% of their investments. But rather focus on achieving market fit by speaking to people and speaking to potential users more than you're speaking to accelerators or investors or potential partners. Speak to users, find out what they want, find out what they need. Second of all, he didn't say this explicitly, but it's more like calm down. This doesn't have to be the main gig straight away. It doesn't have to be this massive thing that's on top of the charts of the App Store. It can be something that's very niche. It can be something that's for a particular group of people. It can be something that is very good but also relatively small in a particular niche and solves that problem. And kind of that move fast and break things, but also don't think that you're going to be climbing to the top of any app charts to begin with. So those were some of the initial thoughts. Now it's already 8 o'clock and I'm here in the store. I'm gonna go pick up my girlfriend, and then I think maybe we're gonna buy a 3D printer because I have some other fun ideas. Maybe we're gonna do some conceptualizing on Venture Pals, but let's continue the evening.
Only here for one night, no lies, come and saddle up a ride. Need a yeehaw, you know how ye. Here for one night and we just wanna party. In a fast car, a Ferrari. It's a push start, I don't need a car key. Slide on Broadway, and it's gnarly. On a late night, but I'm not tardy. Right on time for the parties and Barbies. Strolling with a truck of green like a golf swing. Hey, 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 hey. Bottles on ice, mess around these skates. Hey, hey, hey. If I gotta say it twice, then I got nothing to say. It's going down.
Okay, so it's a couple of hours later. It's actually 11:10. I've been working on a couple of hours for this. I also took a walk, did some other stuff that I didn't show. But I've worked a little bit on Venture Pals, and we've now got a pretty solid, let me show you what we got. We've got a pretty cool brand new feature that I think it's halfway there. It's not perfect, but it's on a pretty good path. It's voice messages. So voice messages, if you can send that inside of the group or inside of the chat, it's gonna sound so much better. So yo, this recording UI can definitely be improved. Now it's just a little button at the bottom. I think this playback UI looks decent, but that can also be improved slightly, but I think it works. So see if you can listen to this voice message and if you can send me one back. And it did work. So voice messages for Venture Pals are common. That's a very exciting feature. Also, I've been working a little bit on the other project that I have. I've been solving some bugs there, so we managed to get 2 of those tickets down, which is always good. And now to my newfound interest, passion, not passion, it's too early to call it passion, or interest is probably more relevant, is, let me zoom over there, is 3D printing farms. So farms that allow users or people to 3D print things essentially. You can, mass produce parts for a specific thing, and this becomes very relevant in the store that I showed you a little bit today. So that's pretty fun. We're going to be looking into doing that in the fall, which is going to be an interesting venture that I'm definitely going to be sharing on this channel. Now, this was a very talky vlog. There was a lot of talking, not that much doing, but I guess sometimes you gotta have those moments as well. And I'm gonna call it quits there for today. So thank you so much for watching. If you like these videos, then feel free to subscribe down below. It's free of charge. It's a complete bargain. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.